mixed debut so far for her. She's been everywhere. Tara Stanley has been impressive. Maybe some more composure to get on the end of some of the chances that Courtney Winfield-Hill was creating in that first period. Perrine Montserrat will get us underway in this second half. And England, as they build towards the World Cup, looking for vastly improved performance, you feel. And we'll have possession first up then, as Georgia Roche takes that ball in, and this is Vicky Whitfield.
And I think what everyone's expecting is to see a more of a ruthless edge in this second half. Look, yeah, back yourself, build on the strong goal forward like the first two carries that we've seen from Hoyle and Whitfield. But don't forget to play. England have got some tremendous players, and they are in a battle here. Just 2 scores behind this French side. If they can get that field position, look, they'll score some tries.
Jodie Cunningham plays the ball as England get a set restart. Here is Hoyle now.
No. Looking for that one.
This is Rudge. Incredible international pedigree. 9 tries in the last 4 matches. Here is Cunningham again. We want a much better start to this second period, as they endured really in that first 40 as Winfield-Hill finds Roach. Here is Whitfield. Whitfield almost away. 20 metres from that French line. Jones. To her left is Hoyle.
Last.
Jones claps her hands. Watch the urgency. Here is Winfield-Hill, puts boot to ball. But that's far too strong in truth.
Yeah, it's a poor end to the first set, and it's a 7-tackle set in response for France. We were talking about England needing to scrub up in their attack. Well, do you know what? I don't think they've been allowed to. I think all the credit for this first half needs to go to the French team. We have high expectations of England. Their performance levels over the last couple of seasons and at domestic level have been great in the Women's Super League. And the French, I think, have put up a fantastic display of rearguard action in this first 40 minutes. So it's about earning the right. They've got to earn the right first. Get through the first couple of sets. Don't give away, extra tackles when unnecessary, like Winfield-Hill's just done. Work your way into the game, because they've got on the let's be frank, on the edges they've got the strike power.
Here is Varela for France. Work from Ramos. She plays it 30 metres away. Varela. Kick is a good one and taken well by Winfield-Hill. Courtney Winfield-Hill tackled in the air. Here is Emily Rudge, and 2 minutes gone, second half. Derek Hardman, the England assistant, joins us. Derek, the scoreboard in your favour, but perhaps not the performance you're looking for so far.
Oh, at the end of the day, we're building pressure. We've defended a lot of our sets and probably not got what we wanted on the back end of it. But, the girls have sort of got in the grind and they come out the back of it in the last 10 to 15 minutes. I think it was just a bit of execution that let us down.
You wanted a test from this French side. That's exactly what they're giving you.
Yeah, absolutely. We got the same sort of test last year, and we knew they'd be better. They've been training together as a group, so that's what we want. For us to get better, we need good competition.
Derek, thanks very much for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you.
Cunningham for England.
And it's a heavy contact just after the ball had gone on Jodie Cunningham. Yeah, it's a penalty to England. Cunningham back on her feet, which is a good sign to start with. But it's the contact just after the pass here. In fact, that's quite late, actually. It's a shove in the back. That should be a yellow card. Yeah, it's late. It's well late. Yeah, and she's aware of that. And that's when a passer's at the most vulnerable. Relaxed after you have to be relaxed to pass a decent ball. You saw the neck snapping back of Jodie Cunningham. Thankfully, she's back on her feet.
And with that,
You know, I'd be surprised if there's not a yellow card given here, and rightly so. This is what we need to remove from our game. Because all the rule changes were about late hits on the passer. That was the big focus, and it was about player protection. And I think Pakul will be a lucky girl here if she doesn't see a card, because it's not just as the ball was passed. This is very, very late, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, number 8, yeah. Okay, placage d'Italia dangereux. La tête deflection to play carton jaune.
James Jones laying down the law, and it is a yellow card for Elodie Pakul. 10 minutes in the bin.
Tara.
England will have the numerical advantage.
Well, she knew straight away as soon as James Jones had spotted that, and it was...
Just wait a second,
He called her over.
Recule.
Well, she knew exactly what was going to happen. She put hands up in the air.
Okay,
she acknowledges that tackle hasn't helped the teammates. In the next 10 minutes, we'll see her sat on the sideline.
Wait.
Holly Dodd
Go.
plays it for England, 30 metres or so away. Roach, this is Winfield Hill. Winfield Hill trying to carve through. She's still going. Thought about the offload, just about repelled by Alverne. Hoyle gets the ball away.
Raline to play. Raline, attends, jouer.
That was Emily Rudge.
It's okay, so 3.
This now Roach. Swarming around are the French defenders. A couple of chances left for England. Stanley. This is Winfield Hill.
Last.
What will they set up here? Last chance for England.
Last.
Tara Jones waits. It's a short ball this time for Hoyle. Can she get away over? She can't. More good defence from France.
Well, asking some questions, weren't they? Winfield Hill in that set of 6 was tackled on 2 occasions, so a half-back that's willing to take on the defensive line. Running the ball on the last play, Tara Jones just wanted to pick up Hoyle. He was looking for that crash ball really towards the sticks.
Whilst this is a huge opportunity for England in terms of numerical advantage, it's also a test of composure, because they're going to start to see holes in that France defence. And the danger there is that you overplay. They've got to again maintain the composure. The France are down here on the short side. The game will be stopped, or should be stopped any second. There's an England player down in back play. The referee's not seen that or not acknowledged that just yet. French working their way through the set, working their way upfield.
France continue with Manan Samara. It's a good run down the centre of the field, but she's lost it.
Yeah, this play should be stopped. Winfield Hill, we think, is down in back play. The referee should be stopping this game, and he's not.
Well, they'll be stopping it now because the doctor's come onto the field.
Time is off, doctor's on.
I think he was waiting. The physio was on the field, giving some attention, but as soon as the doctor comes onto the field, that's when the referee acknowledges that he needs to stop the play.
Yeah, and she's not in great shape, Courtney Winfield Hill. That'll be a real concern for Craig Richards, the England coach, watching on. And she came alive, didn't she, in the last set in attack? 2 carries.
That's fine. No rush at all, right?
Again, all the due care and attention given to the England player who's down. Didn't get a clear vision of what had happened, but she's certainly feeling the effects of a defensive effort. And this will be an opportune time for the rest of the England team to get together and have a conversation about those issues that were mentioned at half-time, about composure, about taking your time, building pressure. All the things we talk about when you put in an attacking set together. Well, that's good news. That's a good sign. There's a physio, Chris Mellin, has given the thumbs up. It was just a bad contact, a heavy contact with Shona Hoyle. A bit of friendly fire there. And she got her head in round the back and took the brunt of Shona Hoyle, but there's a smile on her face. She's an irrepressible character, isn't she, Courtney Winfield Hill, with a great backstory as well, and tough to boot.
That'll be a relief for the family watching back in Australia. Courtney Winfield Hill, her debut continues. 2019, Woman of Steel. And a big part of this England attacking setup.
Wait, simple. Okay. England, tackle 0. Time is on.
England
Go.
then 5 metres away from the halfway line. Hoyle takes that first carry.
No, jumping forward. Jumping forward. Don't look for it.
She's been dangerous, hasn't she, out of dummy half. Tara Jones, very, very consistent in the hooking role. As is Holly Dodd, who again, never ceased to be impressed. Really strong carry of the ball, really tough defender as well.
What about the handoff from Dodd? Here is Cunningham. England looking for more points here. Goldthorpe. That support from Burke, but it's a good tackle. It locks the ball up as well from Songpush. 5 metres away. Kick comes in from Roach. It's a teasing kick. It could go anywhere. And Courtney Winfield-Hill just beaten to it in the air.
Yeah, was it Syria who just gets the ball out of backfield?
Good work, boys.
It's a clever little kick. Intelligence from Roach under some pressure. Syria. She could feel the 2 England players, and Courtney Hill and Tyra Stanley, just bearing down on it. I think Tara Jones has just left the field now, and Kira Bennett's on.
Time's on.
Kira Bennett, the Leeds hooker, takes the field as Cunningham in the shallow dropout again. Big chance for England here. Bennett waits. It's the ball away for Whitfield. Driving down the centre of the field. It's great position, this. To the left is Winfield-Hill. And it was Stanley. Here is Hardcastle, close to the line. Unstoppable. She is. Second try for Amy Hardcastle. The second half just 7 minutes old. And a double in Warrington for Amy Hardcastle. Hat-trick in Perpignan almost exactly 5 years ago. And now 2 tries and counting as England move back into form.
Well, a Leeds hooker onto the field. Look at this for a pass. Perfect. Hits Courtney Hill and Tyra Stanley. Well, she knows the powerful player that's outside her in Amy Hardcastle. And like we were saying in that first half, that is a good, strong left edge. Some of the best players that you will see in the World Cup come the end of the year. And they were in an England shirt. Courtney Hill, then to Stanley. Do a decent job of just holding up those defenders, then the power of Hardcastle to get over the line. And that's to the delight of the fans who are liking to celebrate. They've turned out in decent numbers to watch. There's some genuine role models in the England shirt there for some of the young players that we see getting an opportunity now. You know what Jenna was saying before, the Pilch youngsters, under 7s, naming aside. Outstanding.
Yeah, just when you get another look at this try, particularly given that, just bear in the back of your mind, France are down a man. Stanley just misses with the goal. Take another look at this. That first pass, you mentioned it, it's so important because it cuts out 3 defenders and then really makes a mess of that right edge defence. And that's exactly what you need to give Amy Hardcastle the ball. Brilliant from Stanley. Hardcastle taking full advantage, and she's very happy with herself.
Look at the reaction on the England teammates too. Craig Richards watches on, and we can go back downstairs to Jenna.
Yeah, I was just speaking to the England doctor about Courtney Winfield-Hill, who we saw down in back play for a few minutes. She just got some knees to the ribs. She was uncomfortable for a few minutes, but as you can see, she's back out there and she's okay.
Thanks, Jenna. All going a lot better for England in the early stage of this second half as it was in that first period. As Syria restarts for France. Trapped by Roach. Here is Whitfield, who's been really impressive from the substitutes bench this afternoon. Good run from Hoyle. And Bennett.
Is that a high shot? And Jodie Cunningham. Again, it's some... You look at Hoyle, you look at Whitfield, the way that they return the ball on the ball on the back of that. And she just fakes to pass the ball over to the left-hand side, Jodie Cunningham. She cops a high shot, and now France under a bit more pressure here.
Anaïs Fourcroy with the tackle. So England with a big chance, but Whitfield's gone without it. They've coughed the ball up on the very first play.
Yeah, well, they'll be disappointed, won't they? Quite a few mistakes last week when they played against Wales as well. The timings, just the genuine mistakes that they make, and you can't do that when you're playing the likes of Australia and New Zealand on tackle one.
This is what I was talking about, that extra space that you're going to see, particularly as a half. And, you know, Winfield Hill will have seen that. They'll have seen a thin defensive edge and thought she could send Vicky Whitfield through, you know, not considering the tackle. I understand you try and take opportunities when they present themselves, but some of them, they're not true opportunities. You've not worked your way into setting up the position.
Biville played the ball. Syria now. It's going to turn Stanley around, and the chase is good, but that's good footwork from Stanley.
She has got the X factor at the back, hasn't she? She's really exciting to watch, Tara Stanley.
And it's the footwork that gets her out of trouble. Take a look at that. Beautiful pirouette. Beat 3 tacklers. Really important play. You want your fullbacks to do exactly what she's done in attack, giving Hardcastle the try assist, and she's just as safe at the back as well. Really experienced, really dependable.
Massive hit there from Ramos as well. Here is Goldthorpe. Bennett. Whitfield now. Takes 2 to ground with it. Last one for England. Bennett gets the ball away. Here is Winfield Hill. Bounces for Akpa. The Catalan goddesses. Song Push. So comes in from Darden. Jodie Cunningham. Wide for Manon Samara.
Good strong carry as well from Samara. And the French are not going anywhere, are they? They're a player down on the field. The defence has still got the sting that we saw in the first couple of minutes. Just that execution letting them down at crucial moments.
Caitlin Beavers all over the attacker there. Manon Samara. Kick straight down the throat of Stanley. That's a dangerous thing to do. Good tackle, important tackle from Borak. Bennett. Goldthorpe.
Syria seems to be struggling on the right-hand side. They got some attention. I think it was Syria that kicked the ball, and Caitlin Beavers was stood at first marker, and she, as soon as that ball was played, she got out, put some pressure on it. The struggling, looks like she's maybe popped the rib cartilage.
Well, it's a fair challenge. It's in the process of kicking, but they can be really painful. Rib cage opened up. Just comes in. In fact, you could argue that was a little bit late there from Caitlin Beavers. Kick pressure from the inside. And Syria does look in a little bit of discomfort. Just taking a breath, composing herself. The smile on the face is always a good sign.
Former judo champion. Made of tough stuff. 14th French cap today. Played in that game in Perpignan in October. Holly Dodd.
Yeah, and Syria and Varela easily the most capped French players. 13 caps apiece. This is their 14th apiece today. And more caps combined than the rest of this side put together.
That's a good kick, isn't it, from Winfield Hill? And that's good chase as well.
Turns Akpa around, but Beavers immediately in her face. And now England will really apply the pressure in defence here.
And again, Jodie Cunningham from marker just working really hard, trying to stop France from getting forward, but another set restart for France.
And it's not been too costly, has it, the 10-minute? France now back to their full complement of players. Elodie Pakul back on the field. They've conceded 4 points in the process. I think that's, you know, net gain result for France.
Come tell us, Amy.
They've got possession now. Alverne played the ball.
Good shot.
Nice shot.
Move, get square.
Is that Whitfield?
Whitfield it was, yeah.
Yeah, she's been really impressive, Vicky Whitfield, hasn't she?
Borak. She's come up with some big shots herself.
Wait. Get square. 4. Go.
Under the tackle of Goldthorpe. Pressure immediately applied to Varela. She's going backwards. She's smuggled the ball back somehow. Akpa, who picked up the pieces, and now Pakul.
Yeah, that was good work from Leah Burke as well. She needed to come in off a wing there because she was outnumbered.
Wait. Go. Last. Susank.
Borak.
Clear.
Syria. It's Tara Stanley running this back. Gets into full flow so quickly. Beavers on the back of that. Two of the speed merchants in this England side.
Reculé. 2. Go.
Bennett leads teammate. Here is Hardcastle.
Reculé.
Shot comes in from Pakul.
Go. 3.
This is Cunningham. Nice hands.
4.
Looking for the return, but prevented by Borak.
4. Good.
So Cunningham, though, can go again. Really nice pass again for Roche. She's got support on the outside.
What a fend.
Could be a try here for Burke.
Fantastic.
She's put down a metre short. What a tackle that was from Akpa. Still not done, England, no. And Georgia Roche goes in. Georgia Roche for the second try of the second half for England. As we approach the hour mark. Class again from the hosts.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jodie Cunningham was the architect of much of that. Look, she's a brilliant passer of a ball. She's a fantastic runner of a ball, but she's a brilliant passer of a ball as well. Takes it short side, waits, commits the defender. Roche out on the outside, and Leah Burke pulled down with a try-saving tackle for Melissa Akpa. But look at Roche assessing what's going on, takes a great ball from dummy half. Goes over for another try for England. That's a fantastic try-saving tackle. It was in vain in the end. That's a great ball from dummy half and a lovely little sharp left foot step from Georgia Roche. Leah Burke in full flight, that's a fair fed, but that is one of the best tackles you'll see. Just after that, Fran Goldthorpe, lovely crisp pass, and that's a nice little hard step off the left foot. And Georgia Roche gets a try for England.
The woman of steel 4 years ago with Castleford, Georgia Roche. And now Tara Stanley to improve matters. 20-point cushion as things stand. She's found the target, and England lead by 26 points to 4 now.
Like you said, John, the work that Jodie Cunningham does, she knew exactly what she was doing. When she's got back involved and she's gone to the short side, look, when she gets the ball, she points at the defender where she's going. That then enables the 3 players outside her to hit that space, knowing that Jodie Cunningham is going to get to a certain area on the field. Leah Burke doesn't panic. She plays the ball, and then the impressive, creative Georgia Roche scores the try.
Now in the colours of Leeds Rhinos, the 22-year-old. Spells previously with Castleford, as I mentioned, and Featherstone as well. 2 tries on her international debut in Carcassonne as well. Tara Stanley for England. Hardcastle can't get through, but can get the pass away. Cunningham on the end of that. Tackle comes in from Syria. Decent play of the ball for Bennett. First of our double-header, remember. England against the Combined Nations All-Stars follows this. 5:45 kick-off on Sky Sports Arena. And tomorrow, England and France head-to-head again. England take on the world champions in the Wheelchair International. And there are the French wheelchair side. It's on Sky Sports Arena for you tomorrow. Cunningham. Urgency. Wants to play that ball quickly despite the attentions of Borak. Roche with the kick. It's a clever one as well. Could go anywhere. Goldthorpe on the end of it. momentarily. It's the last one. But she sustained a collision here. She's got up. But that was good French defence.
Yeah, it's a nicely weighted kick from Georgia Roach. And the penalty is going to go against England for offside from the kick here. It's inside, the inside chase from Tara Stanley. She makes contact. Oh, she doesn't, she's within 10. So just a bit over keen from Tara. Approaching the hour mark, 26 points to 4, which probably doesn't tell the full story, does it, of just how competitive this game has been.
As France lose the ball, but they're going to get a penalty for a ball steal here.
I thought at first it might have been a loose carry, but you could see Bennett's hand. The number 15, she comes in. She has a little tug of the ball just as she's falling off the tackle.
Yeah, Vicky Whitfield in that tackle as well.
I think Craig Richards, the England coach, is in a pretty decent place, really. He's got some competition for places, girls that haven't made the side and not played in the last 2 tests. So he'll be pretty confident for the back end of the year.
5 Leeds Rhinos, 8 St Helens players and 4 from the York City Knights. The top 3 teams in the Betfred Women's Super League represented, as are their top 3 counterparts in the French Elite 1.
0, not in control.
Bennett.
And England back in possession. It was a mistake, wasn't it, from Borak? Just giving England back possession. This is where I want to see Cunningham pre-line, but not like that. Over too much mustard on the pass. And a reprieve for France. That's generally where she's so good. Pre-line, assessing the defence. The weight of the pass was all wrong, and the French with an opportunity and they can play.
Biville picked it up. This is Borak. Vincent Balou watching on. It'll be Sarah to post more points here as Bessali is cut down. Tackle there from Bennett. Syria. That was Varela to the left-hand side, but Song Poosh can't keep hold of it. Already in for a trial, ready this afternoon. She can't make it 2 here.
It's Borak's pass that just sits just behind Song Poosh, and you can see the frustration on Balouk's face. He knows that's an opportunity. And at this level, they've really got to be taken. And against this opposition, they've really got to be taken.
Such a strong England lineup on the field, and so many not making it. The likes of Savannah Andrade, Beth Stark, Zoe Harris, Carrie Roberts, Rachel Woozy and Shani Crowell, of course.
I'm surprised that she didn't get in the side, to be honest. Shani Crowell, St Helens put forward. She played in last year's grand final, got player of the match against Leeds Rhinos. I say those competition for places. Craig Richards been able to call on all those girls come the end of the year. Exciting times for the girls' game.
Here is the captain, Emily Rudge.
Tell you what, that Parkour, the number 8 for France, has put herself about.
As has Borak for the visitors. Bennett once more, and Cunningham.
So 3, 4. Move, debut.
Not
Debut.
having it their own way here, England.
That was 4.
And Cunningham again.
Last.
It's French defence. Impressive. Last one. Courtney Winfield Hill with the kick. With a return by Akper. Good chase from England, led by Hardcastle.
This gives them so much direction, doesn't she? Winfield Hill. And also say the same about a teammate, Georgia Roach, over on the right-hand side.
And I think the more that they play together as well, it's the Hearts combination that the Leeds Rhinos, I think the better they're going to get. You know, I think they really complement one another.
Nice work between Bassali and Biville there. France down that right-hand side, and they're going there again now. It's Biville once more.
It's a real trademark of their play, is it? The short side play, alive to the opportunities they've got.
Approaching the last 15 minutes. Barella. That's Akbar. Mensah now goes without it, goes backwards though. And it's back to one, in fact. So Margot Canal can continue for France.
Yeah, Georgia Roach made a play for that, stripped the ball. That's the reason why the French side will get another set of 6.
Borak initially. Doreen Samara. A Scar player. Syria. Bassali. 5 metres away. And they will be desperate to keep their line intact here, but they're going for it here, and Borak has got over. Maëlys Borak gets the second France try. The Catalan goddess, voted the best French player in 2019. And the 18-year-old from Marseille has just gone over for the second French try.
And you could see it building as well. You can see the confidence building in the French side as well, because it's all based around a really stern, aggressive defence. And they get into position. They see a late retreat in Emily Rudge, and she just goes on that nice little outline, and she knows that she's going to get an opportunity to have a crack at the try line before she gets serious attention from the defence. That's well taken, well earned, well executed, well taken try from dummy half.
Marseille-born. But delighted to double that French try tally. Syria looking for her first success with the boot. This for double figures for France. And she's made it. England ahead, though, by 26 points to 10.
Well, it's clever play. You see Emily Rudge, she just couldn't quite get back to the line to come forward, and Courtney Hill, well, she was looking and trying to defend what was in front of her. A clever play from Borak. The French camp will be happy to get some more points, but you give them that field position. And when we talked about in that first half, any French team, whether it be the men's or the women's, they do like to throw the ball around, they do like to offload. They are very physical in the right areas of the field.
On the kicker. Comes on.
England kick off, don't forget. More Women's Super League action for you this time. Thursday at 5 o'clock on Sky Sports Arena. St Helens and Leeds going head-to-head. It's a repeat of the Challenge Cup final and, of course, last year's grand final. And 12 of the 17 on show this afternoon will feature perhaps in that game for those two sides.
Another good kick-off from Tara Stanley. The French side have scored 2 tries. On the back of scoring them 2 tries, they've then made a mistake from the kick-off. That's something that they've got to improve on.
Liv Wood drives it into the heart of that French defence. Inside the last 13 minutes now, as Bennett gets that ball away and Paige Travis is on. 9 tries in 8 appearances this season. Ball floated by Roach. Winfield Hill. Now it's Tara Stanley looking to put the footwork on. Cunningham to step her way to the line. Winfield Hill turns it back. Grace Field close to the line. Hard to stop. Bennett. Pass to Stanley. She can't find Beavers. And again, this England attack not quite hitting where I'm sure Craig Richards would want it to.
Well, Emily Rudge, as soon as she passed that ball, she knew there was a mistake. She'll be disappointed with herself, the England captain. And Beavers just acknowledges the fact that there was a chance there, an opportunity, and Craig Richards, like I'm sure he would have said in the build-up to this game, we need to cut out the mistakes. The amount of mistakes they made last week was too many. You get into the business end of the year now, when you're going to be playing against the best in the world in a competition that you might not have another chance in your career.
They face Brazil at Headingley on the 1st of November. Then it's Canada in Wigan. And then Papua New Guinea back at Headingley on November the 9th. That's England's schedule.
Well, this should be another possession to France. I'll tell you what, but for an England arm, that could have been a break. Syria, and it's the pass there that's just touched by Beavers, I think, on the way through, because there was an overlap there, and Beville, we know how dangerous she looks in open space. Yeah, and it is. It's another possession for the French. An important contribution there from Beavers.
Let's put a spring in the step of this French side as they form the scrum. Vincent Ballou's men will be based in York for that World Cup. They face New Zealand on the 2nd of November and then Australia 4 days later. And finish off with a clash against the Cook Islands. Tournament semi-finals also in York before the decider at Old Trafford on November the 19th. That's what it's building towards. And at the moment, England not with the performance that they would want. Massive encouragement for France, though, in that difficult group. Set restart as well for the visitors. Sarah Menard cruises on to that ball. Her debut this afternoon. Varela. Now Borak.
Come back. Come back in there.
Try. Just a few minutes ago.
Good work. Okay.
I beg your pardon, that was Ramos.
Well taken by Stanley, nicely tidied up again. I've been really impressed by the fullback. She's caught a high shot there as well. I think it was just a stray arm. So Stanley, one of the better performers for England today. There's a knock on by France. Stanley's tidied up. I think she just wore a little shot in that tackle. You know, relieving pressure for England. You're looking at some of the key performers for England. Of course, Jodie Cunningham. Of course, Emily Rudge. I think Liv Wood again has enhanced her reputation. She's in her second stint. Paige Travis, I'm looking to see more from her. She gets her opportunity, just supporting that run from Liv Wood.
I've been impressed with Liv Wood and Hoyle, number 14 that came on for Wood. Both of those players have really took the battle to France.
Paige Travis almost through there. Bennett. Winfield Hill.
She did the right thing there, Hill. The outside defence had come up and she realised the pass option was too much of a risk, took the tackle, and she's been rewarded from a penalty. Too much going on around the ruck. The referee's been keen on this. He's been keen all day, but this one was justified. Just that second effort in defence. Yeah, she's trying to get up and play that ball. And just forced down, and it was Elisa Syria who cut off the pass option for Winfield Hill. But there's another set of 6 now to defend for France.
Winfield Hill gets the ball back so that Bennett can start this attack. Here is Winfield Hill again. Grace Field in support. 17 away. Kira Bennett barks the instructions. She goes to the right to Roach. Again, the ball's gone to ground. France pick it up.
Yeah, it's just overplaying again from England. You look at the game, I think England certainly got the better players. I think as we enter the last 7 minutes of this game, a 16-point margin is probably fair, actually, and I think that is massive credit to the French. There is work to do for this England side. I get it that there's a debut here in a key position for Courtney Winfield Hill, and we know what an outstanding player she is. That combination between Winfield Hill and Georgia Roach will build. They've got Tara Stanley at the back. There's Winfield Hill. We've got Tara Stanley at the back. with all the experience in the world, but as a collective, there is work to do for Craig Richards.
Just a 16-point margin. There's 36 points in Perpignan last October. Tackle from Winfield Hill. That was on Syria. Doreen Samara.
Well, Emily Rudge get that ball. Well, that was overplaying, especially from the French side. And then we've got 5 minutes left. It's Amy Hardcastle with a decent charge again.
On a hat-trick, of course, Amy Hardcastle. Bennett gets the pass away, Liv Wood. That was Jodie Cunningham. It's a short ball again, and Georgia Roach goes over for her second try. Jodie Cunningham, the architect again, and Georgia Roach on the receiving end. All smiles from those two, all smiles from the England side. They've cut France apart once more, and now England hit 30 in Warrington.
Well, things seem to happen when Jodie Cunningham gets her hands on the ball. And what you like is how close she goes to the line. She knows what defender she's trying to attract. And she knows Georgia Roach is going to be pushing up, but you can see that she's set her eyes on Menard. As soon as she pulls out the line, makes the wrong decision in defence, the gap opens up. She just turns her hips, leaves a big gap, and Georgia Roach, with a brave, strong line, pushes up and scores the second try.
I still think that's when she's at her most dangerous. We know Jodie Cunningham's a fantastic runner of a ball. But boy, she's one of the best I've seen as a passer, just anticipating what a defence is going to do. Good discipline as well from Georgia Roach. She knew she had to hold that line, maintain that live option, that pass option, for as long as possible. And Tara Stanley now with the opportunity to extend this lead, to open this lead up to 22 points.
Stanley finds the target. Georgia Roach has a double in Warrington, just as she did on her international debut in Carcassonne. And England with a 22-point cushion now.
And it's a great pass from dummy half as well to set the play on its way from Ciara Bennett. And that's a beautifully delayed pass. You're right, Terry, she gets right into the defensive line. And she's got the nerve to hold, to wait for the defence to blink. And when she does, 9 times out of 10, she finds the right option. And she's played plenty of rugby at 6. She's a ball-playing loose forward. And players will do well to follow Georgia Roach's example. Just hit good lines on the outside of it, and she will find you.
So versatile, Jodie Cunningham. Reigning Woman of Steel, of course. She's played all through the back line. Loose forward today. And a real talent.
She tops the carries, she tops the meters, she tops the tackle count as well. You know, she's all over this. She's left a footprint all over this game.
Big run again, gets England rumbling forward. Grace Field, play it for Bennett. And more fireworks for England late on. Travis.
That's a good run. That's a really good run. That's what Paige Travis does well.
Play on, come on.
Bennett, Cunningham. Trying to cut through herself this time. Support from Stanley. Winfield Hill over the top this time. Hardcastle trying to go through. Support on the outside from Beavers. Cuts back infield. Still going. She's taken a heavy one, and then a second collision there comes in from Sarah Menard.
And that was definitely high. There was a strip, wasn't there, from Sarah Menard, but the initial contact, take a look at that. Catches her right around the chops. There was 2 contacts, wasn't there? There was Gail Alverne was the high shot, and then that wasn't too bad either. In the walls, Caitlin Beavers.
Just as she recovered from one, hit by the other. Still receiving treatment.
The previous one was a penalty for me, and then we've got high contact and the ball's field anyway here, so we're going to have a penalty here.
There's a shot there as well. There's a shot off the ball in back play that we think is being assessed.
Okay.
Conversation, meanwhile, between England coaching staff. Beavers on her feet.
Penalty here is a great advantage, right? High tackle, tackle there, high tackle.
And that's what the penalty is. The resulting penalty from those 2 high shots in succession on Caitlin Beavers.
Okay, time's up.
Can England finish with a flourish? Grace Field.
Field into that French defensive line. Centre field for England. 2.5 to go. Bennett. That's Roach. Here is Cunningham. Further wide is Goldthorpe, and Goldthorpe's going to look for the line herself. Fran Goldthorpe does provide a final flourish for England. All from the penalty. And the 19-year-old Fran Goldthorpe scored the opening 2 tries in Wales last Sunday. Try against the same opposition on this ground 12 months ago. And now Fran Goldthorpe strikes against the French in Warrington.
Well, if the last try was all about the craft of Jodie Cunningham, this one from the back of a penalty with multiple shots, one a lazy arm across the face, and the second with a bit more behind it from Mensah. If the first was about craft, this was about pace. Ball out on the edges, early ball to a centre who can run. A centre with wings for heels, and Fran Goldthorpe, the Leeds Rhinos 3/4, puts an impressive finish to what has been a much better second half, not without its resistance, it has to be said, from France. A much improved France side. England have had to work for it. Craig Richards, I think that's a look of relief as much as anything else. The scoreline has now blown out to 36 points to 10. But I'll say it again, as I said at half-time, it does not tell the true story of this test, when it has been, and it has been a real test for England.
It just makes that scoreline look a bit better, doesn't it? 7 tries England have scored. Fran Goldthorpe into the corner. Can this be goal by Tara Stanley?
It's a great attempt again from Stanley, but just wide of the target. 36 points to 10 in favour of Craig Richards' side.
She does a decent job, doesn't she, Fran Goldthorpe? She doesn't panic. She can see the try line in front of her. She knows that she's running out of space. Leah Burke, maybe if that ball would have been tipped onto it, she would have got bundled over the sideline. So it was good play from her.
Okay, time off.
Like John said, this has been a real tough encounter for England.
Okay. Time on.
Maybe not the performance that the coaching staff wanted, but they have been given a big examination here, and that will stand them in good stead with the World Cup less than 5 months away. The hooter sounds, and it's a comprehensive win for England. There's the reaction from Craig Richards. Smiles eventually, but he will be not happy with elements of that performance. France have given his side a real test, but 7 tries to 2 has seen England come through it comfortably. Bigger examinations to come in the World Cup as they ramp up their preparation for that tournament. But France go the same way as Wales, in emphatic fashion, really. We'll work on the performance, but the result is a good one for England. They've won the first half of this doubleheader by 36 points to 10.
Ben, John, Terry, thank you very much. Absolutely a reminder, we've got the England men against the Combined Nations All-Stars coming up. First, though, a review of that England win, 36 points to 10. Over France in the company of Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Danica Preem. And it's Danica we're going to start with. Your honest assessment of that performance.
Oh, look, a win's a win, and the girls need to take a little bit from that. But if I'm being honest, I think the girls are going to be a little bit disappointed in their performance. They're going to be disappointed in a bit of some of the errors, the completion rate, and just, you know, they didn't capitalise on having that one-man overlapper, you know, for that 10 minutes, and they probably should have been a few more points up because of that. a lot to build on. You know, they've got 16 weeks now until the World Cup starts for them, so hopefully in that next 16 weeks they can right some wrongs.
The team spirit's outstanding. They're all giving each other a cuddle there. Neil know, Danica, that those girls are their own biggest critic. And when they reflect on that game, I'm sure, as you're saying, they'll be really disappointed, as will Craig Richards. But they look like a team that don't play together very often, and that's the case that they don't. And that was part of what the purpose of today was. But there wasn't enough for me glimpses in there to show that there's a good side. They need to start the game better. They need to start the second half better. Start at both halves, and then I think the goal line D, a lot of concentration, a bit more talking, and a little bit more detail in that.
You're right to point out that the international games are all too infrequent. The counter-argument may be that they had a run-out last Sunday against Wales, and some of the somewhat sloppy play we saw against Wales was evident again in this performance. I'd put it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing about our game at the minute is we're growing and we're developing, and these girls here come from 3 teams. These are the top 3 teams in our league. They're not used to coming up against pressure. They're not particularly resilient when it comes to their match days, and to come across, you know, countries and teams that are putting a bit of pressure on, it's going to test them mentally as well as physically, and that's, I think, a real key issue for these girls.
Well, you selected the player of the match, and it has gone to the French number 4, Laurent Biville, who is standing by with Jenna.
Yeah, thanks very much, Brian. Laurent Biville, congratulations. You are the player of the match. You didn't get the win, but that was really an impressive performance from the French side, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we worked really hard the last week, and we really proved that we are a very good team, that we are all close together, and we're still working really hard to try to beat this big team. And I think now it's time to focus on the next game, so it's going to be the World Cup, so we have a lot of work to do now, but we're still proud of what we've done, and I think we've been very aggressive on the game, on the tackle, and we still need to work on little things, but I'm very proud of the team today. So
when you look at that 80 minutes that's just passed, what is the most pleasing aspect?
I don't know. I think what is different now, it's that we all very we know what we have to work on, and the team, the staff, the coaching staff is very close to us, so they are very supportive, and I think we can make something on October, but for now we just enjoy time in England. The last time we played here was years ago, so we are very grateful for this moment, and yeah, just very happy to live this moment now.
You mentioned October there, just over 4 months to go until the World Cup. What will that performance do for confidence ahead of the end of year tournament?
I think today this game shows us that we can make very good thing on the field if we are very confident, and if we can play the game we can play. We can go forward on the field, and we even make them doubt sometimes, and I think we will see what we've done today next week, but I think we can do great things. We just need to get more confident, and I think today was a good day for that.
Well, Laurent, congratulations. You are the player of the match.
Thank you so much.
Yes, congratulations. And here is Emily Rudge getting the National Lottery trophy from chair of the RFL, Simon Johnson, on a brilliant personal day for her, in which she won a record-extending 26th England cap. And they lift the National Lottery trophy, having beaten France 36 points to 10. Next action for France will be a warm-up game before they take on New Zealand on November 2nd in the World Cup. That will be the day after the double-header at Headingley that sees Papua New Guinea take on Canada after England open up their World Cup campaign against Brazil. It's all getting very real for these girls very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.